What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Above Average. If you're new to the channel, as always, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. The channel's doing awesome, and I'd like for that to continue. So let's keep it up, guys. I gotta quickly just address this. A lot of people were commenting in the last video. Dude, and you guys are calling me out when I make a mistake, and most people would take offense to it. I mean, some people are a little harsh, whatever. I don't really care. All I want to say is, yeah, thanks for keeping me on my toes, guys. I definitely gotta be better at that for you guys, and this is what I want to do, and I like delivering news to you guys. And if I'm wrong, I mean, that's not really news. So yeah, keep me on my toes, guys. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I love it, and it's kind of funny, that you guys are catching my odd hiccup or mistake, and I just gotta say it's no hard feelings at all. I'm gonna try to be as accurate as possible, but yeah, if I'm wrong on something, yeah, feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below and tell me I'm an idiot. I'm just joking, but yeah, no, I just had to say that. Yeah, in the last video I did with the Erik Karlsson thing, I don't know why I said it was going to be a rental. Obviously, it's not going to be a rental. I know he's still got like four years left on his contract. So yeah. But in today's episode, we are talking about three players who I think the Oilers, two players, one player for sure who I would love the Oilers to get, a kind of an under the radar kind of guy. He's a stud, he's a beauty, and yeah, we're going to talk about him in just a sec. The other ones are kind of pipe dreams, and I've talked about him a little bit before. Obviously, Erik Karlsson and Patrick Kane. Those two are kind of the big trades that or the big fish in the market right now. So if we're able to catch one of them, that would be dope. But if not, well,
better luck next year.
Better luck next year. So without further ado, guys, let's get this going. Obviously, the Erik Karlsson talk is just like sweeping the Oilers nation right now. And whether you like it, whether you don't like it, I mean, I for one, I'm all aboard. I think giving it a little bit more thought, and just the beginning of the year when the first rumor first came out, Oilers getting Karlsson, I'm like, no way. But there's a lot of talk, and it was confirmed just the other day. I think it was Ryan Rishaug or Jason Greger that confirmed that the Oilers had made a deal, and now we're just kind of playing the waiting game if San Jose accepts the trade or if they give a counter offer. So that's kind of what we're waiting on right now. But yeah, so Oilers get Erik Karlsson. Okay, who do the Sharks get? So honestly, just to make it work, you kind of have to give away one of your defensemen. It's obviously got to be Tyson Barrie's kind of the one I think that fits the bill the most. So you got to get rid of Tyson Barrie. In my opinion, I think Kailer Yamamoto would be a better fit. American-born player playing for an American team. I don't know if that really does anything, but yeah. So my projected trade proposal for Erik Karlsson would be Tyson Barrie, Kailer Yamamoto, this year's first-round pick is Xavier Bourgault, and potentially a 24 second round pick, so our 2024 second round pick, or Raphael Lavoie, one or the other. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of the trade that's already speculating, but I know. I think it was Bob Stauffer. He said that Evan Bouchard was also in the mix with Tyson Barrie, and it's like you trade two defensemen to get one. I hate that idea, so I'd rather it just be one defenseman, Tyson Barrie. And if Kenny Holland goes that route, I honestly think that would be hurting us more than helping us. Because yeah, you get Erik Karlsson, who's just crushing it this year, but you lose two defensemen. And then what? Like you have Vinny Desharnais, Erik Karlsson, Cody Ceci. Is that better than is that better than Bouchard, Ceci, and Karlsson? I don't really think so, but if we do decide to go that route, I think that would suck. So that's the trade. I think there's a lot of sweeteners. It really pains me to give away Xavier Bourgault. Honestly, I think that guy's going to be a stud. He's got a lot of hockey sense, a lot of hockey IQ. It's his first year in the AHL, playing for the Bakersfield Condors, and he's been okay. He hasn't been a point per game player. He's fit in, which is nice to see. I'm just going to bring up his stats quickly. In his 47 games played, he has 22 points, 11 goals, 11 assists, and 16 penalty minutes. Yeah, we drafted him 22nd overall last year, and it would be crazy if he never played in the orange and blue, but I mean, what do you know? That's kind of how she goes sometimes. So yeah, so that's my trade proposal for Erik Karlsson. And no, what do you guys think? Is that legit? Would you guys like to see that? Maybe. And it's Xavier Bourgault, the 2024 second round pick. That or Raphael Lavoie, who's also been on a tear right now. He's also a stud. I can quickly pull up his stats as well. And this year, 36 games played, he has 24 points, 12 goals, 12 assists. So not bad. Yeah, and we did draft him in 2019, 38th overall. So Raphael Lavoie, either him or a second round pick. I think that's what San Jose would probably do. I don't know. But next up, we got a forward. I'm really keen on this player. I actually like him a lot. I've always liked him ever since I first heard the guy way back in like 2014. Was when I first heard this guy's name. He's a beauty. He can do everything. He can chip in every now and then. He's physical, good skater. And that player is Max freaking Domi. Man, I would love to see Max Domi in the orange and blue. This guy is like so versatile. He can play with skilled players, or he can play, down, the bottom six. I'd really like to see him. I think he could work some magic with Connor. I really could. He's a smart player, and he seems to really gel well with good players. Not only that, he's physical, man. And, that's something definitely the Oilers, I don't think you can ever have enough of, especially coming into the playoffs. Those kind of players in Edmonton seem to really get the fans going. And I don't know if you guys watched the Detroit Red Wings, the game last night, but it was an absolute snooze fest. I'm sorry if anyone was at that game, but just from watching the broadcast, it seemed quiet, okay? People like Max Domi, man, he's kind of like a Vander Kane. He gets in the scrums, he gets the crowd going, and we really haven't had that a lot, and it really only shows in playoffs. So that's my opinion. If you like it, well, too bad. If you don't like it, well, whatever. But yeah, Max Domi, absolute stud. Just looking at his stats this year, it's nothing crazy, but this guy has been, he has had some really, really good years, especially his first year in Montreal. He got 72 points in 82 games, so just almost a point per game player, like super respectable. This year, 36 points in 53 games. Okay, so really, really good player. I love this guy a lot. He's a minus 14. Yeah, he's playing for Chicago freaking Blackhawks. Okay, so Trevor, you like Max Domi? Okay, well, what would you trade? What if I told you that Max Domi is coming in at a whopping $3 million? Yeah, that's what I said. $3 million. That's nothing. That's really nothing. You know who else is coming in at $3 million this year? Freaking Jesse Puljujärvi, okay? I think this is it. This is how we have to do it. I think, 1 for 1, it's probably not going to work. We did do Chicago a favor, 2 years ago when we traded for Duncan Keith and kept all of his contracts. So, we could just, Kenny Holland could be like, well, remember when I did this for you guys? Okay, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Let's do 1 for 1. Will that work for you? They're probably going to say no, because that's business. That's not how business works, Kenny. If you didn't want us to take the contract, well, you should have told us that. So, yeah, no, what I am suggesting, Max Domi for Jesse Puljujärvi, pool party. I'm sorry, Jesse, you're gone. And maybe this year's 3rd round pick. I wouldn't do any more than a 3rd rounder for, Max Domi. I think Jesse in a 3rd is obviously the numbers don't show. Jesse obviously doesn't have 36 points or whatever like Max Domi does this year. 36 points. But he could. Who knows? He just needs to change the scenery. I don't know. But what I'm getting at, they're both $3 million players. Maybe if it's not a 3rd, maybe a 2nd for a sweetener and Jesse Puljujärvi. I don't know, man. I wouldn't go for sure more than a 2nd. I really like the thought of having Max Domi on the Oilers. I feel like he'd crush it in the playoffs. Which isn't something he's ever really had. If you look at it, he played for freaking Arizona. Then where did he go? Montreal, then Columbus, then Carolina. His playoffs, he's got 24 games of playoff experience in his whole career, and he's got 9 points. Okay, so nothing crazy, but definitely I think he would absolutely crush it, whether it's with Connor, whether it's with Leon, whether, I can just see how sick would align with like Leon Draisaitl, Vander Kane, and Max Domi. Like that's a heavy hitting, like that's a sick line. They can all skate, so what are your thoughts on that? I would really like to hear it. And I think that would be I think that's an under the radar player the Oilers really should be trying to get. So let me know if you like that one. Okay, and the last trade proposal, obviously this one is no surprise here. And obviously there's no way the Oilers are going to be able to do all 3 of these. So Patty Kane is the last one I'm going to project here, or predict, or project, or whatever. This is what I would propose to the Chicago Blackhawks again. So the Oilers, they get Patty Kane. Okay, wonderful. Blackhawks get this year's 1st round pick, Tyson Barrie, Jesse Puljujärvi, or Kyler Yamamoto. and next year's second and or third round pick. This may sound like a lot, and well, I mean, it kind of is. It's definitely not as much as what you'd be giving Erik Karlsson. I'm not going to lie. Patty Kane's kind of stepped down a little bit, and at the beginning of the year when they were like talking about, oh, you know, the Oilers could get Patty Kane, I was like all for it. I thought it was sweet. I'm like, could you imagine Patty Kane on the Oilers? But I don't know. I'm really more like, we don't need the offense. We don't need this offense. Like, we got Connor and Leon, you know, Nuge is just 2 goals again last night. Zach Hyman, Evander Kane, like, they're crushing it, right? If we get an offensive defenseman, it's kind of like, okay, sweet, we got a great defenseman and he's offensive in Erik Karlsson. That's awesome, but we don't really need Patrick Kane. It's just there's a lot of talk, so I felt like I had to talk about this guy. And he hasn't really brought it this year. You could argue, yeah, he doesn't really have that much to play with, which is true, but you look at it in Erik Karlsson's sense, he has maybe less to play with, and he's just crushing it this year. He's crushing it way more than Patty Kane is. So I think Erik Karlsson definitely is the way to go if that's what the Oilers are planning to do. 35 points in 50 games, okay? Let's just put it in perspective. What did I just say, Max Domi? 36 points, okay? And this Max Domi is $3 million, and this guy is what, like 10.5? Is that his contract? It's freaking ridiculous. But yeah, no, so honestly, this year's first, Tyson Barrie, Yessi or Kyler, and next year's second, I think is fine. If you have to throw in a third, no, I don't even want to throw in that second. I throw in that third first, and if they are like, yeah, like we like that, then we'll go with that. But I don't know, man. So those are my 3, trade proposals. He's a left shot, Max Domi is, and he's $3 million, and you know he's kind of crushing it. Like I said, 36 points, more than Patty Kane. Like, that's pretty insane. Why would we give up so much for Patrick Kane when we could, you know, give up very little for more productive Max Domi this year? So I think that's the route to go. That's the plan of attack. If you guys are new to the channel, as always, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. The channel's just busting right now, and so let's keep it going, guys. I love you guys, and keep showing your support. Really does mean the world. But you know, it's just we're getting close to playoffs, guys. So it's pretty sick. I cannot freaking wait. And you know, I know a lot of you have been, oh, like if this is the route that the Oilers decide to take, getting 2 players. Yeah, well, they're 2 significant players. Who did we get last year in trade deadline? Wasn't it freaking Derek Brassard and Brett Kulak? That's literally it. We got those 2. Yeah, Erik Karlsson, Max Domi is way better than Derek Brassard and Brett Kulak. So that's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that. And don't be average when you can be above average, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Boom.